Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's episode. I'm filming!
He's filming!
Thank you!
Welcome!
Welcome back. Welcome. As I was saying, welcome back to this week's Bachelor recap. My name is AJ. Welcome to my channel. I'm sane, I promise you. So I thought that this week was going to be the week that Colton jumps the wall, but it wasn't. So I'm sorry about that if anybody thought it was this week. People thought it was last week. People thought it was the week before that. It's not this week, so we're still left waiting for wall jump week. I don't even think it's next week, so we got to keep waiting for wall jump week. And before we get too far into the video, go ahead and give this video a like. Really helps out the channel. I post on this channel every single day, so I really would love for you guys to check it out. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, because I post pretty much a little bit of everything on this channel, so I'd love for you guys to stick around. So we start this week's episode off with Colton still being hung up with Katie's statement from last week, and pretty much everyone's statement saying that someone or some people are not here for the right reasons or are not ready for the commitment at the end of this. So they're not ready to get married, or they just want to be here for the fame and fortune and whatever you get from being on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. So then we leave Vietnam and we end up in Denver, which is Colton's hometown. So this is the week that we have right before we go to the girls' hometowns and we meet the girls' families. So we're learning a little bit more about Colton's hometown. So Colton talks to the former Bachelor, Ben. I think he's the former Bachelor. I never saw his season, so I don't know, but I've heard him like referenced a bunch of times. And he's just basically like, why don't you talk to the girls and like talk about everything and blah 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 blah. So that's exactly what Colton does in this episode. He talks to all the girls about all the drama and everything one-on-one. So Colton meets all the girls in a park. He's playing with his dog, and he actually says this is actually where I'm gonna take the first date, and he grabs Tayshia and they go and they have like a whole date in Denver, and they're just chilling, having like a really cool authentic date. It's actually kind of cool to see them like chilling, because like it felt real, like what you would do authentically, like just hanging out, having a good time, being together. And then he brings up what he's been thinking about, what his hesitations are, and all this shit. And so basically she just says, you know, like, I really thought it was Sydney, Demi, Cassie, and Kaylin who were the ones that, you know, really were the problem. And I just was like, straight up wanted to let you know, like, I'm not trying to say these things to say it, but she seemed very honest and all these kinds of things at the time. Now I want you to remember that. She said it just straight up, like it was matter of fact at this moment. Remember this moment when we get later on into the video, okay? Remember this moment because it's kind of important. To be honest, I was kind of upset because she was like, Cassie, and I was like, Cassie? I mean, not my Cassie, because honestly, I remember the first time they showed Cassie, I was kind of like, why are they giving her so much time in the introductions? Because I didn't think that there was like much to her. And then all of a sudden I was just like, no, I think she's going to be final 2, if not final 1. Okay, fine, you know, but I was just like not so sure about her. And then like Kaylin too, I was just like, Kaylin's crazy, I don't know. But like, I was just kind of surprised. You know, Sydney and Demi both went home, so I'm not really going to talk about them, but I was really surprised about Cassie and Kaylin. Kaylin, not so much, because I do think Kaylin still is a little crazy. Cassie, I was just like, not my Cassie. I was just kind of surprised about Cassie, to be honest, being included on that list. I was just wondering, you know, that she had apparently said that she was excited to possibly be the next Bachelorette. I know she's on another dating show right now, so I was like, maybe she really just wants fame and all this stuff. And so I was just kind of like, I didn't kind of get that reading on her at this time. So that's interesting to me. So throughout this whole day, it really seems like Tayshia and Colton really connected and got each other. So Colton gives Tayshia the rose, and this is going to be the first hometown rose. So that means that Colton is for sure going to go and meet Tayshia's family in her hometown. So that's kind of exciting. That's kind of cool. So this is going to happen in the next week's episode. So again, make sure you guys watch next week's episode. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I post my recaps every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Central Time if you guys want to catch the recap. And save yourself 2 hours of your life so you guys can just watch my 10 to 15 minute video instead of 2 hours. You can just subscribe and catch this video, and that'd be a lot better. And just like stare at my ugly hair for a little bit. Okay, so now the next one-on-one date comes, and it goes to Kaylin. So Kaylin gets the one-on-one date. All the other girls are kind of like upset and a little salty and all that stuff, but they completely understand. Kaylin's now going to get a chance to talk about everything with Colton one-on-one. It seems interesting because Tayshia had just kind of thrown Kaylin under the bus, so let's see what this timing means, right? But Colton, being the good and clear communicator that he is, talks to Kaylin about everything, gets everything out in the open, and just says, you know, like, hey, this is what I heard. What are your points on everything? What have you said, or any of those things? Kaylin says everything back. And basically, you know, they have a good enough conversation that Colton gives her the second hometown date, meaning that he will also be meeting Kaylin's family. After Kaylin's date, she goes home and talks to Cassie and basically said, hey, Colton told me that Tayshia said all this stuff about us, and they both think it's bullshit. They just think that it's complete bullshit and all this stuff. And so then Kaylin goes to go talk to Tayshia and confront her, like, hey, why did you spread these lies? And she basically, this is when, like, shit gets real. This is when Tayshia says, well, after Katie left and said what she said to Colton, you and Cassie looked so nervous and suspicious that we thought, Kirpa and I thought, that you guys looked like you had something to hide. So basically, it wasn't even hearsay. It wasn't even that she heard something, like, personally. It was just that they looked off. They looked like they weren't, like, that's not a good enough reason for you to just want to go and spread lies and rumors about somebody. Like, that's just so fucked up, in my opinion. Like, that is just so messed up to just go and start saying things like they're, like, facts. And so I was like, this girl, like, I thought she was classy. I thought she was here to just be, like, a good person. And then she goes and starts playing games like this. I was like, Tayshia, she just, like, went so far down in my book right here. And I was just, like, so sorry about this whole situation. And I feel bad to Cassie. I feel bad to Kaylin. This is just horrible, horrible, horrible situation for them. And I'm just, like, I can't believe Tayshia's doing this. Kirpa gets involved too. I can't believe Kirpa's doing this stuff. They're conspiring for all these things. I can't believe they're doing this stuff right now. Like, this is just so messed up. It's just so messed up right now, okay? But the next date goes to Hannah B. The next one-on-one date goes to Hannah B. Colton actually takes Hannah B to go meet his family, which seems like a big deal. Colton talks to his dad. Hannah B talks to mom. Hannah B seems like off during the date. Colton seems like a little bit different. But when Colton goes and talks to Hannah B one-on-one, he just kind of says, you know what? I don't know if I'm really feeling like I could meet your family knowing that I don't see so much of a future with us right now. And so he tells Hannah B, this is the end of the journey for us. Gotta go home. So he sends Hannah B home. We kind of see a little bit of the sociopathic, crazy side of Hannah B here. She kind of jumps through a couple emotions there real quick. Kind of scary if you want to see it. I'd love to have a psychologist or a therapist watch that scene back and kind of jump through it a little bit, because it was kind of interesting to watch as a person who's been in therapy forever. But it was just so interesting to watch. I was just like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Like, we never got to see her go full crazy, but in that, like, one moment when she was getting broken up with, I was like, damn, this shit's crazy right now. This shit's crazy. So the next part, we get to our group date. So on our group date, we have all of our rest of our girls. The first conversation we have on our group date is with Heather and Colton. So basically, we just kind of get this one fast and quick. Heather goes and talks to Colton and is like, hey, I just don't think that this is moving quickly with us. I mean, we really know that she's not ready for this situation. And he's like, yeah, I agree with you. I just don't think that we're both ready for this with each other. And so then Heather just basically calls it quits with Colton. He agrees and she goes home. So I guess there's another one that has dumped the Bachelor on this season. Again, the most dumped Bachelor maybe at this point, but okay, cool. So yeah, Heather goes home. So now Heather's gone too. So we have Hannah gone and Heather gone in this episode. So then next, Colton pulls aside Cassie. They start talking about everything, and Colton really feels that his gut, and with everything that Cassie is saying, he feels that he's comfortable enough with her, that he believes in her, believes in everything she's saying. She's not the person that Tayshia has made her out to be. But then this is when Kirpa, Tayshia's co-conspirator, walks on in and decides to just basically throw Cassie under the bus and just say all the bad stuff about Cassie. And spends her time with Colton basically just saying all the bad stuff and just like goes off on her. Like, she's not here for the right reasons. She just wants to be the Bachelorette. She just wants fame. She just wants all this stuff. So because of all this stuff going on, we have Hannah G, we have Cassie, we have Kirpa left on this group date. And because Colton is just kind of struggling with this decision, he decides to forego giving the roses out at this time and wait till later on in the evening to give these 2 roses out. And so he's going to let one girl go. And he says, let's just chill, let's just go to have dinner, and then I'll give the roses out later. He just needs more time to make that decision. We get to that date, but immediately he pulls Hannah aside and he's like, talks to her. We don't get to see that. The way they edited it was like awesome. It was so like awkward and whatever. You just hear like Hannah laughing and then like silence and glasses clinking and all that stuff, and then he grabs the rose and whatever, and she gets to go home. So then Hannah G gets a rose, so she gets to go on a hometown date and introduce Colton to her family. So that now leaves this date as now not a group date, but now a 2-on-1 with Kirpa against Cassie. So now the fight is on. So basically, Kirpa goes and talks to Colton and kind of spills all the things that she thinks is going on, all the bad shit and all this stuff. But whenever Hannah gets back and kind of just says everything that's going on to the other girls in the house, Kaylin goes, hey, this isn't fair. This could have happened to me because Tayshia was spreading lies about me too. Kirpa spreading lies about, you know, Cassie too. I can't let this happen. And so what I was hoping she would do, she did. She got her ass up. She went to that group date. She just walked in, didn't even say anything. She walked in, she found Colton, and she said, hey, I need to clear the air right now. And she just basically said, what's happening in the house is not true. What these girls are saying are lies. She's, you know, all this stuff. And, like, technically Cassie is, like, one of her biggest competitors. But, like, being truthful and not tearing another woman down is more important to her than, like, competition. Which is, like, so awesome that she did that. So, like, Kaylin won even more points in my book by doing that. And then Colton comes back down. He grabs a rose. And he says, Cassie, can you accept this rose? And I yelled in my house. I was like, fuck yeah, fuck you, Kirpa, hell yeah. And caused a commotion. And I was very happy about this moment because, yeah, I just was like, liars can't win like this. Especially since they had shown in a promo, Cassie crying in a car. You can't tease me like that, ABC. I know you're doing your job because I was emotional this whole episode, okay? Like, this is like, I was like really emotionally involved now, okay? Like, I was really, like, I was in this episode. Like, this was like one of the first episodes that I was like on edge the whole fucking time watching it, okay? And I was like, oh my god, they got me. They got me. ABC, you got me. The Bachelor, you got me on this episode, man. You really got me on this one. Oh my god. I was so emotionally involved and I did not expect myself to get involved this season. But here I am, like 7 weeks in, and I'm involved. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's basically everything that happened on this week's episode of The Bachelor. I will see you guys again next week, next Tuesday at 7 a.m. Central Time. Actually, this set that you see, this set, my bed location, will change next week because I am moving. So if you guys subscribe to my channel and watch my videos, you will see some vlogs that I just bought a new house. And I am literally having my furniture moved next Monday. So I will have just moved my furniture and have boxes all around me when I film this video next Monday. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm literally going to be editing with boxes around me. But I will do it and I will get the video up. I promise, because I have posted every single day for now, what, 35 days in a row? Like, who am I? Like, I used to literally not post for like 6 months or 7 months or 8 months in a row, and now like I'm a daily vlogger, you guys. I'm a daily content creator right now. So I'll do it. I'll get my content up there. I hope next week is hometowns. Those are always fun and exciting. So yeah, this will be a good one. So make sure you guys do subscribe because you guys are not going to want to miss next week's recap video. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good one. Like this video again because it helps me out, helps the channel out, get more people to see the video. Leave a comment down below if you guys want to let me know something, little some message, whatever. You guys can also follow me on all my social media at HTXAJ if you guys want to connect with me in the meantime. But for now, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!